Okay, my dear friends, we are doing Vincent van Gogh. Now, if you got your little art kit, you should have everything you need. Your paints, you will need a little bucket of water. I have an old tin can. There should be a couple brushes in there. These are the colors. I got a couple yellows here I'm mixing together, but I'm not sure which pack you got, but you should have a... I started with a lighter yellow, but decided on like a more orangey yellow, an Indian yellow, to make the moons in my Vincent van Gogh. This one is called Starry Night. There's also a purple, a blue, a red, and a white, and we're going to mix some colors. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go around these clouds. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about hitting them. Whoop, got some yellow in there, that's okay. Rinse your brush if you got the wrong color in there. Make sure you got paper towels. Get my blue again. Always wet your brush and dab it to start in the water. If you get too much water on here, you're going to ruin the painting. The water will run right down the painting and you'll be very disappointed. I'm going to go around my moons. But this is acrylic paint, so if I decide I want to add some more moons later, not a problem. So let's go right around some moons here I have in here. I'll leave that one out. We'll come back later. I have kind of a roundish brush, but one that has a flatter end would work. Whatever works for you is perfect. Like I said, I'm not going to worry too much about getting these clouds. Those are going on next, and this will be real wet, and it'll blend in really good with this blue, which is kind of like what you want. I blended some of the blue right in with the white. Now there's a regular size moon here, so do the best you can, get around it. When you paint the next color, it'll go this way, so it'll fill it in, so don't worry about getting it too close. You want to leave a little bit of that out. So I think you get the idea now. So just paint around everything. Vincent van Gogh was born March 30th, 1853. So that was quite a while ago. He was a Dutch post-impressionistic, which post means after. When first impressionism first came out, he started doing it like after, so it wasn't too much longer after. They wouldn't have put post. So yes, Vincent van Gogh, Dutch impressionist painter. He did 2,100 works of art. 2,100. That's a lot. He was pretty prolific, meaning he did a lot. Towards the end of his life, he did around 860 oil paintings. So that's pretty amazing. He's also, which I will have in my series, I'm going to do some of his sunflowers. He loves sunflowers. But he also did landscapes, this is a landscape. Still life, that's like a bowl or a pot or something it didn't move, but it was lifelike, like sunflowers. And portraits, and he did self-portraits of himself. So he painted a lot. You'll see his paintings done all over. I've seen them done from on the side of cars to buildings to flags and shirts and furniture. He's pretty famous, even though he lived a long time ago. See, I'm just getting my blue on there. Pretty famous guy. Really famous for his sunflowers. I'm hoping I get to do his sunflowers. This is the first one in my series. I'm going to do his sunflowers. I'm going to be doing Monet. He's an impressionist painter. I tend to like them. And he does a pretty one of a bridge. And he does a lot of flowers in his. But today it's Van Gogh. And I've done this painting many times. Big and small. This can be done in any color too. If you decide you'd like to try this in a different color, you can do that too. You could copy this onto another piece of canvas or paper. All you'd have to do, get some copy paper, put the ink side down on this. And then you could copy with it. See, just trying to make this nice and even here. Or ink side up. Then put a white piece of paper down. And take a pencil and copy as best you can. Wax paper I use wax, that's what I did. I use wax paper. I copy it with a magic marker, wax paper because you can see through it. I put that on a piece of copying paper, ink side down, onto a big piece of paper. And then I could take it and trace that ink onto the paper. So use wax paper, because it's see-through. Copy it with a magic marker. I was trying to remember what I did. And then put that over the top of a piece of white paper so you can copy it down there. But have a piece of ink paper right there with the shiny side down. That's where all the ink is. And then you should be able to copy this. And then you could try it in different colors. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I have blue on my brush still. I'm going to wipe a little bit off, and I'm going to pick up the white, and I'm going to make a bloom white here. See what I did? All right, so that's lighter. And I'm going to make one swirl this way, like that. Pick up some more white and blue. I'm going to make one swirl go this way and bring it over. I'm not trying to match up the colors perfect. Same thing. I'm going to keep doing the same thing. Right. This one, shoop. So I'm hoping you get to copy this with some wax paper or anything that's see-through and try it in different colors. It's so fun. Such a fun painting to do. This is acrylic paint. See, you can make as many lines for the twirls. Like I'm just taking some white. I didn't take anything off my brush. I'm just kind of making these little swirly lines like clouds would have. Alright. So I'm going to let that part dry and work on the bottom. You could take a blow dryer if you want to work on the top, but I'm going to go right ahead. Take some purple and white. I wiped my brush off. Purple and white. Make a lighter purple for these mountains. I'm going to go right ahead and do my mountains. Take your time. I paint pretty fast. I've been painting a very, 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 very long time. So I paint what they call alla prima a lot, which means I paint very fast. It's actually a real thing. I'm in a club for painters that paint real fast. But I've been painting, like I said, a long time. So, all right. But take your time. There's no hurry. And I'm going to kind of go around this too. Now these pointy looking things look weird, don't they? Well, actually, that's kind of how the tree grows. They're trees. They're called cypress trees. That's what they are. I'm going to kind of leave them out a little bit because we're going to come back and we're going to do those too. Got to mix the colors for these two. Now on the next section, around these trees, I'm going to use the purple all by itself. I'm going to put that right here. There's my dark purple. A little paint in there, a little dry paint. Then we're gonna come up this side right here. There's a church right here, so I'm just gonna go around this church and the cypress trees with the darker purple. Now you could do this church any way you want. Any way you want, you can do it. I also got some green hills right up there, so I gotta be careful I don't hit all of that right down to here. I'm gonna rinse that brush off. I'm gonna go into my green, which I didn't put on here, so we're gonna do that right now. Oh, wait a minute, we can make some green too. Yellow and blue make green, right? There you go, we made green. Yellow and blue make green. It's too dark, add a little white and you got a lighter green. Yellow and blue make green. A little white to lighten it up, if you want to. Now I'm going to come right in here and do that. We didn't need no green, we made our own. So this is like a darker green on the bottom, but let's do this blue first. I'm gonna do that blue, I'm not mixing it in with nothing. And I'm gonna go right ahead, and I'm gonna do these crazy looking trees. And I'm gonna give them a little wobble here, so they're like a tree. Make a point, and give them a little wobble. These are kind of like a pine tree, but they do have this really weird shape. But that's how he made them too. He made them look like impressionistic means kind of like, you know, you get the impression of a little bit like it, not totally. And I'm gonna go right ahead and paint this in. Don't mix nothing in it, it's pure blue. A little wobble on this so it looks kind of fuzzy. Bring that right down to the bottom. Now on this bottom, I got really a darker green, so I'm gonna mix that blue and yellow again, but I'm gonna use a lot more blue so I can get it really dark. Oh, I think I need more yellow. Let's put more yellow in there. Mix it until you get a color you like. There you go, I got one. This is kind of dark right here, so you want something a little lighter, so I did the blue and green with no white in this one. That one had white in it. This one's all by itself. See, I'm an artist, so I can change my mind. I can fix up the colors. And you can do that too. If you decide you want to do this a different color, that's fine. Like I said, I've seen this done in many different colors. Many. Now I'm going to go around these little houses here. I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going to go back and mess around with these houses. Basically, I'm just getting all my colors in first. Then we're going to do some details. And this, if you have magic markers or Sharpies or Posco pens, I actually highlighted some of these with black. You could do that too. I am going to, in the kits, these are going to have heavier black lines, so you might not need to, so a lot of this stuff will show up easier for you. But if you wanted to, you could take a pen, like a thick pen, you know, like a magic marker or a Posco pen or a Sharpie, and you can go through and you can make more highlights on these. Now I'm going to rinse this brush out, and I'm going to do that yellow with some white. First I have a lightish yellowish white, like this. And I'm gonna go around little make these in this, now it should be dry up here. So I'm gonna make these kind of like circles and see how I'm doing, like I do a C, then a C, like that. That's what I'm doing. Now this is a moon, so I'm gonna do just like this, just like a moon. Like that. Yellow and white. I'm making a pretty light yellow because I'm gonna do like an orange in the middle for the moon. These are round. That's the only half moon there. Everything else is a round moon. Doesn't gotta be perfect, just roundish. Just the impression of, not exactly like it. Van Gogh, Vincent Van Gogh. March 30th, 1853. Boy, that was a long time ago, huh? Alright. Same thing up here. Make like two little C's. Like this. Same thing. Yellow and white. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the other end of my brush where there's no bristles, and I'm gonna dip into my paint, that yellow and white that I made, and I am gonna make me some more stars. Well, how can you do that? Well, watch this trick. I'm just gonna make a few extra here and there. I need a little more paint on here. I'm gonna mix it with I'm gonna mix it with the other side first, make a nice little fat pile of paint here. Then I can get that on there. We're just making some little extra stars. Just a few here and there. Actually, there's a lot in the original picture, but this is good. You can make some circles here if you want to. Some little extra ones. I felt like I needed more stars. Now in the middle, I'm going to mix together the red and the white and some yellow and make an orange. Red and yellow make what? They make orange. Maybe a little more red and a little more yellow to get a nice orange. There you go. Now I'm going to go right in the middle. You can either do it like this, like that, or you could do the thing that we just did with the little circles, like that, which kind of looks really cool. This one you might need a little bigger, so you can do a little circle like that. Now, I'm just going to finish up whatever colors I got. I got this orange, so I'm going to put it right here. Right here. And then I got like that green I made, the yellow and the blue. Make my green, a little white in this one. Put one right here, I think. Might add a little yellow, more yellow to that. A lot more white. A little bit lighter than this one, so let's lighten it up a little bit. A little more lighter. You play with it until you like it. You're the artist. Alright. And then I'll take this purple and I'll put it right here. You can do any colors you want. Purple and red would be pretty. Let's do purple and red right here. Here, that's nice. put a little bit of just white with a little bit of that green I made. It's a lot lighter. A lot lighter. Right here. And let's see. Do some blue. And some of that yellow, and I'll get like a really deep green again. And I'm going to do like this. I'm going to make like little humperdoos here, little bumps. And then I'll kind of go around it with some yellow. Make some lines in between. This is supposed to be like a farmland. So you kind of want to look like there maybe there's some little cabbages or something growing in there. You can do it any way you want. I'm just kind of taking the leftover colors I got in my palette. Maybe I'll just make some little cabbages like this. Right, I'm going to put a little line right here to divide the rows. A little more blue lines going this way, like there's something growing there. I'll take some more blue behind this and kind of fill this in a little bit. Making sure I keep these things a little bit. Another line right there. Just kind of fill them in a little bit so that it looks like there's something growing out in these fields. There's a little bit of green I'm using. Something growing out in these fields. You can highlight everything with a little white if you want. Get pretty creative with this. You see, then you get some highlights. I'm going to do some white highlights right here. Make sure everything's filled in. Fix that purple a little bit right here. Make it square, nice and square. Same thing, these are supposed to be like, I'm going to kind of fix this one up too. Supposed to be two trees here. Let's put another little tree there. There you go. I'm going to divide this up with that white a little bit. More blue. Said you could do this with a little black pen too if you don't have a small enough brush. This is a pretty big brush I'm using here. But you can fix it a little bit. More blue. I'm going to do these with darker lines when I sell them in the kits. I'm designing these. I had planned on having that included, so but like I said, if you happen to have a black magic marker, that would be a good thing. Now I'm going to take some yellow and white, and I'm going to do the little village here. Now the village you could do any way you want. If you want to add more houses, if you want to add more sidewalks, you could do trees. I'm picking up whatever colors I got and doing my houses. You can do whatever you want. I got all these different colors I'm going to use. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Yeah, let's see. Let's make a little more red down here on the church. Let's do this right here. Let's make a blue building. 2 blue buildings. Let's do a purple roof. So you can have a lot of fun with this. Now somebody a long time ago, she did a class and she was telling me that somebody did a Starbucks or something. I thought that was funny. So you could do the any way you want. Any way you want. So I'm going to mix that yellow and blue again and make that green. Kind of do the same thing. Filling this all in. I'm going to make like a little pathway, like they're going to go in somewhere to the church. And then I'm going to take the blue, I'm going to kind of make a little line all the way up from the top of the church and then give it a little crust. So that's basically how you do it. Now I'm just going to kind of fill in with some of the colors I already used, so there's no white behind here. So it's pretty simple. Fill it in pretty good. You could use that green and yellow. Make some little bushes if you want to somewhere. So little bushes. So you get the idea here. Have fun. Let's put a little window right here. Shoot. Right there. Little window. Little window. Make it on a little red roof here. Little roof. Little doors. Maybe you want a little chimney right here. You could have smoke coming out of it. Choo, 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 choo. There you go. Just some ideas. Have fun. Now if you want to, like I said, if you happen to have, which I think most people do, a magic marker of some type, or a Sharpie, or it's a Posco pen, which is an acrylic pen, you could go through and fix up a little bit of this stuff. Maybe fix up your cross. Maybe fix this up a little bit. He needs to be a little more wobbly. He needs to be a little more wobbly. Okay. You could do that. You could fix up, maybe do a little bit more road right here. Yeah, purple one too. So you could get pretty creative with the pens. You could maybe highlight your hills a little better. You got yourself a nice little painting. You got yourself a Van Gogh. Vincent Van Gogh. Well, thank you. This was done by Art by Diana, artbydianamyers.com, on Facebook at the Artsy Rose Shop. Hopefully you'll buy some of my other kits. In the meantime, have a great day, and I will see you on the paint side. Come watch one of my classes.